All right, so let's continue our Linq to XML series. So in first part, we have seen how to create an XML file. In part 2, we worked on how to add items to an XML file. And in part 3, we looked into how to read the file. Okay? Now we are going to continue with the next part, which is part 4. Let's call this part 4. And it's going to be update. So how to update the record in our XML file. Okay, so static void again, as usual. Static void update. Let's call this update. Okay. All right, first we're going to need the xdoc to hold our file into memory. We'll call on xdocument dot load, and we'll pass in our variable up here. Copy and paste. And next, let's pick a target in our file. So I'm going to target this last guy here, Scarface. So I'm going to filter this by the ID and grab it. So I'm going to create another variable. Let's call this target, TGT for short, equals xdoc. Okay, we're grabbing our document and then we're saying get the root, and we're telling the root get me the descendants, all your descendants. So inside here I want the movie elements, the movie child nodes. So we have 3 child nodes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we need this tag, movie tag. So I want to grab all the movie tags or all the movie child nodes, and up here we have up until here we have an enumerable collection of X elements. Now to filter it by ID, I'm going to need first or default parens. Inside parens, I'm going to create a temporary variable. This is a lambda expression. I'm going to say this variable, this movie X element, which has an attribute of ID, and the value of this ID equals to 3. So if that's true, get me that element. So now it became an X element. Okay, so if I print that out, let's see what happens. Let's target. Let's print that out, see what happens. We didn't call the method, I think. So we need to call our method up here. Let's run it again. All right, we got our child nodes that we were looking for. Okay, so now I want to change. Well, can't change yet because our child node has another child node, a child node of its own. So now I gotta do the same thing with the title node. So now var title equals target dot first, well, descendants, which title, which means target can have more than one child nodes, right? So we gotta tell which node we are looking for. In this case, really, since we know there is only one, we don't have to. But normally you would say title here. But in our case, we really don't have to put that in. We can just say the first one. We know it's the first one. So this is going to be first or default. Again, if it had multiple child nodes and we want to filter by ID or some sort of value, we could have done that same way. So we grab the target, we got descendants, title child nodes, and we want the first or default, the first row. So let's print that out, see what we get. Title. Let's run this, see what we have. Okay, we got the Scarface. All right, so now I can say title dot value equals my cousin Vinny. Okay, and let me print out the document. Let's see what we have. All right, so our title has been changed to my cousin Vinny. So that's one way you could do it. The other way, we could have just actually without target node, we could have just well, actually this is titled this one, so let me comment these 2 lines. All right, so I'm gonna just say var title equals xtalk dot root dot descendants title. This would get me all the title nodes. Okay, so if I print this out, let me actually comment this one out too. I probably can't do it. I have to do it for each loop to print that out. All right, let's do it. So let me comment this one out too. Let's write a for each loop right here, for each. Since this is a collection of enumerable. So I'm going to call this title nodes in title. Actually, let's change this to titles because it's a collection. So I'm going to say console.writeLine title node. So we have 3 title nodes. So now I can filter through these. I could say filter by name. Let me remove this one. I could say go dot right after it. First or default. So again, a lambda expression. So x equals greater than x dot value. Now, so I'm going to grab the name, the title. I'm going to say if it starts with, and Scarface starts with SC. So I'm just going to say if it starts with SC, I want that node. So that should give me Scarface. change this back to title. Now it's a single node. Title. Let's print this out. Alright, so we got Scarface. Now again I could do the same thing, say title.value equals my cousin Vinny, and print xdoc. We should get the same result. So we got the same result as the other one. Multiple ways you could do it, but I think the first way was the way to go. Since filtering by ID, and plus we have all the movie nodes available to us. With this one, we only have all the title nodes available. So say if you have another child node to the movie, say the year of the movie or things like that, then you would still need the parent node. So, but regardless, that's there. So I'm gonna uncomment this too. Okay, and let's run this again, make sure it works. All right, so we successfully updated the name of our third movie in our list. Okay, so that's update. Oh, we didn't update the file, actually. Let me do that too. So let's call our save method and go all the way down, xdoc dot save XML file. Okay, and that should save the file. Let's run this again. And didn't see that happen. Oh, it did. There you go. All right, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.